We're all Think Big Kids. You could be a doctor or a teacher, or maybe a celebrity. There's no limit to what we can be. We're all Think Big Kids. We're all Think Big Kids. And we like to think big! Hi, I'm Grace with Think Big Kid, and today we're going to explore a new career. The career we are going to learn about today is an athletic trainer who is also an entrepreneur. Join me as I interview Lorenzo Spikes about his career as an athletic trainer. Lorenzo Spikes is a former college football player for the University of Florida Gators. He is now a certified pro athlete, speed specialist, and combine trainer. He works with many of the top high school football recruits in the country, and he trains his athletes to go to the next level. He owns Next Level Athlete Training, which specializes in sports performance, and he has successfully trained athletes who are currently in the NFL, NBA, MLB, and NCAA All-Americans. I'm so excited to interview Mr. Lorenzo. Let me go get ready. I'm ready. Let's go Zoom.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Think Big Kids. I'm your host Grace, and today we'll be talking to Lorenzo Spikes, owner and founder of Next Level Athletic Training.
Hi, Grace.
How are you today?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm doing very good. Are you ready to answer some questions?
I absolutely am ready.
Well, then let's get started.
Sounds good.
For our first question, can you tell us what do you do for your job and how do you get started?
Former athlete myself. I played football at the University of Florida. I train athletes, mostly high school athletes in this area, but we also train NFL and also college players, a ton of college players in NFL. And we train a lot of high school players to get to that next level. But I came across some kids who were looking to go to college, and I knew that I could help them get to that level. So I took it upon myself to go ahead and start training them for free. And that one thing led to kids talking to other kids and athletes talking to other athletes, and here I am.
Mr. Lorenzo is the owner and founder of Next Level Athlete Training. He's a former Florida Gators football player, and he trains mostly high school athletes as well as college and
What is
NFL
your
players
favorite
to
part
get the
about
next
your
level.
career?
It's not the NFL guys. It's not even the college guys. It's getting the high school athlete a football scholarship or a softball scholarship or volleyball, getting them a scholarship so that they can go to school for free.
Mr. Lorenzo's favorite things about his job is getting high school students seen by colleges so they can get scholarships
Skills or education
to go to college
when
for
someone
free.
needs to do your job.
In order to get here, to get to this level, you need some kind of experience in sports, obviously. But it does take some certifications as well for you to do that. So there's a lot of national certifications out there. I'm a member of NSPA, and with that, it's one of the top alliances out there. The other certification is it's ACE, ACE. So with that said, I try to balance all of my certifications and continuing credits by going back, and if I see something new, then I'm going to try to learn that. If I see a new technique, I want to learn that. So if it's anything that's going to update me so that I can keep updated and keep really fresh, I'm going to do it. I'm always open for new ideas. So, I'm one of those people who don't believe that you can be too educated or you can know too much. I always want to know more. You want to be the smartest person in the room especially when it comes to training. You want to be able to take any athlete and make that athlete not just better. You want to make that athlete the best. That's always going to be your goal, is to make that athlete the best.
It's time for our Think Big Kid Checklist. Mr. Lorenzo says to be an athletic trainer, you need to have experience as an athlete. And to be a trainer, you have to earn specific training certificates. Mr. Lorenzo says we should strive to be lifelong learners. We should constantly look for opportunities to expand our knowledge
What kind
in
of
sports
tools
to stay
or
updated.
technology do you use for your job?
I can take a kid or take an athlete and break down his film, and that way I can see where he's at. One of your best friends in this industry is a stopwatch. To be able to time the athlete and all the things that they do, any drill that they do, you're gonna need that stopwatch to time them and to work with them, and also to help them get to where they want to be at. If they want to get faster, you're using that stopwatch to help them get a better time against that stopwatch. And it does help to know a lot about the position that you're training, and to know a lot about the athlete that you're training. You don't want to go in there and say, I have a quarterback, I'm going to train this quarterback, if you don't have quarterback training skill. And that's one of the things that I do. I bring an NFL style to all of my athletes. I want them to be much more advanced over their fellow high school athletes. So I don't teach them stuff that you would normally find a high school coach teaching the kids. I'm going to teach them stuff that's being taught by NFL coaches right here, right now.
An athletic trainer watches a lot of film. You have to watch a lot of film to break down an athlete's skill and help them determine how to improve. A stopwatch is also very important. A lot of athletic training is about increasing speed. So measuring an athlete's performance
What can kids start doing
stopwatch
today if
is
they
important.
want to pursue this career in the future?
Definitely get on the field, go hang around some football fields and watch athletes. The other thing is to do some YouTube research, because there's a lot of training out there for kids on YouTube. You've got to kind of pick through the people who are more legit than the people that you've never heard of. If you're going to start out doing this stuff, you really want to go and focus on somebody that you know you've heard of, a name that you've heard of, or a team that you've heard of.
How can we think about tomorrow today? Get on the field, play and practice, watch athletes and think about what they are doing and how they could potentially improve. Watch YouTube videos from credible or trustworthy people to learn more about athletics and training. Don't just watch anybody. Make sure
Is
they
there
are
anything
reliable
unique
resources
about your
of
career you
information.
haven't already shared?
I think the uniqueness behind what we do is that every training session is something different. Every week it's something different. And as the months go on and different sports come in and different sports stop, then I'm going to get a different athlete with something different that they need to work on. So if I have if I go back to the quarterback or a wide receiver, if I have one of those kids who I've watched their film and they're just not having a good season, then I want to pick it apart, what they're doing wrong. And we will sit down and we'll look at their film together. We'll dissect everything that's going wrong, and we'll make some changes, and I'll take them one-on-one and work with them. And we'll train until we get that thing right. And we've had some really, really good success with that. In fact, one of my kids, we trained for about 45 minutes one day on one technique. He had a problem the game before. And the very next game, situation came up again exactly like it was the game before that. And the kid actually ended up scoring on a 30-some yard touchdown run here. So you can tell that the techniques are working once you break down the kid's film and to get together with him and find out what's upstairs and what's going on up there, what he's thinking.
Mr. Lorenzo says that every training session is different. Depending on the season, they are different sports and different athletes. He loves the unique aspect of getting to work one-on-one with athletes and training them to overcome whatever obstacle they are facing in their sport, and then seeing the athlete implement what they have learned from their training and scoring in their next game.
Who
is
is the most
awesome.
interesting athlete you have met during your career?
It's a family member. Is the most interesting athlete that I've met. That family member, and I think if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't be where I am today. But his name is Wes Chandler. He is now in the College Football Hall of Fame. He also played for the University of Florida. And he's somebody that has helped me along the way. He played for 13 years. He's a Super Bowl winner with the 49ers, and he's a legend with the San Diego Chargers, the old San Diego Chargers. He's a legend with them. But following what he did and following some of the techniques that he used back then helped me today.
Bonus information time! The most interesting athlete Lorenzo has met is Wes Chandler, who is an American former professional football player who was a wide receiver in the National Football League for 11 seasons during the 1970s and 1980s. He holds the NFL record for the most receiving yards per game in a season, set in 1982 with the Chargers. And he's inspired Lorenzo to
That is all the questions we have for today, sadly. And I want to go ahead and thank you for meeting with me and answering my questions and some of the ThinkBIGkid questions that I really wanted to know.
Thanks, Lorenzo, for telling me all about your career as an athletic trainer. And remember to like, subscribe, and comment down below something new you've learned, or if you would want to do this job in the future. And remember, Think Big Kids, you're not thinking if you're not thinking big.